See, bro, you doing too much. Zach Jackson is doing way too much. This is one of the wildest stories I have seen in a little minute. We have a Browns insider who's about to be facing a defamation lawsuit. He's about to be in court over Shedeur Sanders. This dude is crazy. We have to get into this. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, hype the video as always. So, Zach Jackson, who is a frequents on Ultimate Cleveland sports show, he's everywhere kind of on the Cleveland scene. A lot of inside stuff come from Zach Jackson, and now he's never been big on Shedeur Sanders. I think he spewed a lot of BS and nonsense about Shedeur Sanders, and now it is about to land his ass in court. This is wild work. Let's get into this, man. I can't believe Zach Jackson. What are you doing, bro? It's not worth you a defamation lawsuit. You're doing too much, bro. You're doing too much. Here it says, Zach Wilson, Browns writer Zach Wilson claims Josina Anderson's sister sent him harassing messages over Shedeur Sanders. Now, again, Zach Jackson, somebody who never has anything good to say about Shedeur. He never even really wanted to see him get a shot. He was one of those anybody but Shedeur people at one point in time. That was him. Josina Anderson responded to this dude on Twitter and said this defamation accusation from Akron Jackson, that's Zach Jackson, of The Athletic on his podcast is categorically false. I do not have a sister named Sheila Anderson, nor do I have a sister who reached out to Zach Jackson in any form or fashion. I listened to the reported podcast, and I can't believe that Jackson would so recklessly share that story on his platform without checking with me first and verifying the false claim. I will handle this with the appropriate action. And this is Zach Jackson. She tagged him on Twitter. This is a crazy story. This dude was talking reckless about Shedeur Sanders. A random person said something to him about his remarks about Shedeur Sanders, and he went on a podcast on a platform and claimed it was Josina Anderson's sister. All of this over you talking crazy over Shedeur. You gotta calm down. You're doing too much. Now your ass is about to be in court. Now you are about to be in court. This is crazy. She said, I do not have a sister named Sheila Anderson, nor do I have a sister who reached out to Zach Jackson. And here it says, there's a healthy debate in Cleveland circles about what Shedeur Sanders' future looked like with the organization. The rookie quarterback finally got his first snaps, yada, yada, yada. In short, Sanders has looked like any other rookie quarterback before him, inconsistent, but one Browns beat writer has skewed more positive in his coverage of Sanders. Man, Zach Jackson is man, you might be cooked. So when Zach Jackson, a Browns beat reporter for The Athletic, received identical message, one a DM on social media and another an email with the subject line bigot, regarding his coverage over Brown's newest starting quarterback, it caught his attention. Jackson, after all, believes he has spoken mostly positively about Shedeur Sanders and certainly hadn't written or said anything that could be categorized that could be characterized as racial animosity against the rookie. And here, in a recent episode of his podcast, Jackson explained the situation. So Shedeur is to forget about what happened in the summer. Aren't you the same mutt who lied about him last month? And what happened during the draft? The message is read, called out by Deion Jr. in your hit piece, you cowardly, pathetic creature. I don't understand why you and many of Cleveland media write vile lies about the young king. He's all that you will never be. You have no one to blame about where you are in your miserable life. Blame your parents, as you had a 400-year head start on this society. Your envy and jealousy is telling. Wash the grease and mousse, brush those yellowing teeth, and bathe Neanderthal. This is crazy. He sent a response, but all of this stems from a lot of the nonsense that he has spewed toward one Shedeur Sanders. And then he went, I don't know why he went and included Josina Anderson, because now he's about to get hit with a defamation lawsuit. Let's take a look at some of the things he said recently on UCSS.
Matter of your two options.
But you're not going to fire all of them.
Well, that's what the Niners did.
Yes.
The Niners did what you were saying there, right?
And it's pretty universal. Like, you can hire, scouting contracts run through May 1st, the week after the draft. But if you're making a high-profile hire, you can bring them in. And they're all scouting the same players anyway, right?
Sure.
You occasionally find a gem, or you...
This dude done went so far, he about to find himself in court. Hey, that hate ain't worth it, bro. The hate ain't worth it, Zach. This is nasty work. Allegedly.
occasionally have a wide variety of opinions on a player who has something in his past. It works in other places. It doesn't work here.
Right.
But the information's there.
Yeah.
Right. There's only 30 guys right now that are going to be in the top 150 of this draft who NFL teams already don't know a ton about. They need to get to know them more. They need to get the injury information. But right now, good teams could draft.
Yeah.
Zach,
on Saturday.
Sorry to cut you off. I want to talk about Fernando Mendoza because, from my perspective, if he goes out and plays a great game against Ohio State, that's maybe solidifies him at the top. Mm-hmm. Do football people look at it that way?
In a way, because what better challenge than the best defense in the country in this stage, right?
I mean, how many guys on that
maybe
Ohio
one of the
State
best defenses ever?
Is Ohio State's defense, is every single player, starters on that defense going to eventually be in the NFL?
Yes.
So
it happened in 2002, and it's happening again. Right. And maybe 5 of them will be drafted in the top round of the next 2 drafts.
Okay.
Right?
So
there's no greater challenge.
The top 10 of this draft.
Also, Mendoza is more
maybe
of a known
top
commodity.
5.
Tyson.
Look, he wanna get rid of Shedeur. He want Mendoza so bad. He want Ty Simpson so that he never wanted Shedeur Sanders to have a shot, in my opinion.
And this is his first go around.
Okay.
Mendoza started at Cal, right, for multiple years. Graduated from Cal in 3 years. Nobody knew. Nobody in Cleveland, Ohio knew Mendoza was coming to Indiana. The NFL community knew this guy's going to be good. Has he been better? Sure. Have they seen him mostly beat up on bad teams? Yes. But they saw the drive against Penn State, and they're going to get to see that tomorrow, and then they're going to get to see him in the playoff too. So, yes, a huge stretch is in front of him.
Are you a believer?
I'm a mild believer. I don't know a ton about him, right?
Yeah.
I've read the bio. I've asked people around. I've watched the last drive against Penn State. It's there. But
he watched one drive. He said, I read his bio. I watched one drive versus Penn State, and it's there. This dude is crazy. These dudes is crazy, man. They don't even be watching. You want to draft a replacement you haven't even watched a full game of. It's wild work. This is the anybody but Shedeur train, and now his ass is about to find himself in court. Thanks to Shedeur Sanders, Josina Anderson. This is crazy. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. This is Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.